Colt had a series of contracts with the United States government to supply pistols starting in the 1840s. The example that we have in our collection from the Steptoe Battlefield is a third model Colt Dragoon. In order to load this piece, you had to basically disassemble the arm and put the paper cartridges into the end of the cylinder and then reassemble the arm, and there was a ramrod plunger that was underneath the barrel that you had to pack these in. And then you have to put caps on the cones on the cylinder, and all of those procedures took a couple of minutes to get your arm ready to fire again, and it was not something easily done on horseback. So once you were done with your multiple shots, you usually didn't get to shoot again until you had an opportunity to dismount and reload. The piece in the museum collection is one of several of the Colt revolvers that have been recovered from Steptoe's Battlefield. Fort Walla Walla's commander, Lieutenant Colonel Edward J. Steptoe, had been warned not to cross the Snake River and go into the northern part of what was then Washington Territory. However, he did leave in May of 1859 to go up to talk with some of the northern tribes. His expedition was not properly armed. Another strategic mistake was taking 2 mountain howitzer cannons along. If you're going up to talk with people, it's not a good idea to have cannons. The Indian folks interpreted those cannons as a sign of wanting to fight and not wanting to talk. We know that multiple soldiers, including a few officers, were killed in that campaign, and it's possible that this revolver belonged to one of those individuals. At the end of the day, Steptoe's troops ended up on a knoll surrounded by Indian warriors. In the darkness, one of Steptoe's guides, Chief Timothy, a Nez Perce Indian, had done enough scouting to know that there was only one avenue of retreat, and Timothy was able to convince the officers that they needed to take that action. And due to that advice, the rest of Steptoe's troops did survive that campaign.